Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to How to Create a Magnetic and Profitable Brand. I'm so excited to have you here with me. My name is Faith James. I'm the CEO and founder of the Personal Branding Consultancy. And I work with entrepreneurs, primarily women, but certainly a few enlightened men, in helping them build standout brands so that they can get paid their worth, understand their value, and shine bright in the marketplace. My vision for the work that I do is to ensure that every single person, every single entrepreneur who's desirous of this, to have a Matthew 5:14 through 16 experience where we meet Jesus talking about the fact that a house built on the side of a hill cannot be hidden, and that he is imploring us to shine bright. Right? It says a light is meant to be on a lampstand, not hidden under a bed, hidden under a cupboard. And so that is the calling on my life. That's a calling on my company. And I'm so excited to be here with you today to talk to you about how exactly you do this idea of building a magnetic brand. So when you think about a magnet, what does a magnet do? A magnet attracts. And so it's not that you want to communicate to every single person on the planet, though lovely that would be. Not everybody is yours, your assignment. Who were you assigned to take care of? Right? So that's the first thing. So when you're talking about building a magnetic brand, it's what is this thing that I'm doing and how is it going to be attracting to the people for whom this content, this program, whatever it is that you're doing has value. So the very first thing you have to think about is your vision. What am I here to do? What am I trying to do? What is the vision, right? Write the vision, make it plain. And so the way that you start is to get a plain piece of paper, and at the top, just write, my vision for the world is. And then I want you to sit with that and just feel into it. Ask God to open your heart and your mind. My vision for the world is a world where what? Where, let's say you're focused on nutrition and it's about no child going to bed hungry. Where kids have healthy, nutritious food options so that they can learn at their highest potential, et cetera, et cetera. My vision for the world is a world where women are empowered to be the amazing goddesses that they are. Let's just say I was a coach in women and women confidence. You get to have a written statement that's going to serve as your guidepost for all the work that your brand does. What I see a lot and what happens, and there may be some of you who have done this, you just get right into, let me find somebody to create a logo, let me find somebody to help me pick some colors or whatever it might be. So that would be analogous to you reaching out to a builder and say, hey, I want a house, and you expect the builder to just start building with no blueprint from an architect, no schematic that says it's going to be 4 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms. It's 2 baths or it's 4 baths. You're just like, build me a house, start. In the building and construction industry, they would summarily dismiss you from their office. It doesn't work that way, and it doesn't work that way in business. What am I here to do? Get connected to what the assignment is that God has given you. Not that you're looking at 2 people down the road and, oh my gosh, they're doing so great on Instagram, or I'm going to do that. Because that is not the calling. And remember, when you start to do things outside of the counsel of God, I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's not going to go well for a long time. You want to make sure that you're in alignment with the calling. You want to make sure that you're in alignment with the calling, the assignment for you. Okay. So now that you have the understanding of how important the vision is, I want you to take time to do this assignment. What are you called to? just get connected to it in here, right? I'm here to help people, achieve the dream of home ownership in a way that's meaningful and connected for their family. If you were a realtor, for example, if you need help with this, just reach out to me. You can send me an email, faith@faithjames.com. I'd be happy to support you with how to create your vision statement. But that is the very first thing that you get to do if your intention is to create a magnetic brand. And we all want magnetic brands. When you show up, the people for whom God has assigned to you are magnetized to you. They're coming closer to you. You don't want it to be where everywhere you go, you're having to chase people because you're going after the wrong people, the people who are not your people, but because you said in your mind, these are my people, I'm just going to go chase them. It's tiring. It's a lot of wasted time, which leads to frustration. Don't do it. Woosah. God, what is my assignment? This calling that's here in your heart to be an entrepreneur, to launch a side business, desire, if it's here, it's from God. That's what the root word of desire means, of God. And so if God put it here, he put it there for a reason. He's going to support you and help to get you on your way, but you get to listen. You get to listen to him and not just lean on your own understanding. So you have the vision statement. Then your mission, right, is, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to bring this vision of mine to life? The mission is the how. The vision is the what, the mission is the how. So you might say, I'm going to launch a membership where I bring the people together once a month. We do a mastermind, we do coaching. I'm also going to do live events. I'm going to, publish content from ebooks to blogs to get the word out. I'm going to, develop a lineup of speaking opportunities so I can, again, get more attention on this. Whatever it is for you, that's what you get to do with the mission. How are you going to do it? And do not skip these two steps. Because if you just launch into, I'm going to do a podcast, it's such wasted energy. It's such wasted time because you're not using the North flag, if you will. You're moving with 20 different things, and the North flag is where you get to go. That's directional. That's where you want to be focusing on the compass, due north, right? Straight ahead. So once you've done mission and the vision, and you're clear now on, okay, this is what I'm here to do, this is how I'm going to do it. The next thing I want you to focus in on is the following. Who are my people? Remember, I said not everybody with a credit card is your client. Who are my people? Why is this important? Because if you think about in the New Testament, right, when Jesus has his disciples and, Peter is a day one, but then Saul, who became Paul, wrote almost half the New Testament. So if you look at these two apostles, Peter was given the assignment to spread the good news to the Jewish people. And Paul was given the assignment to spread the good news to the non-Jewish people. So if I'm Peter answering the who are my people, right, the assignment are the Jewish people. Who are my people? If I'm Peter, the Jewish people. If I'm Paul answering this question, who are my people? My people are the non-Jewish people. Now, I want to say something about this because I get a lot of pushback from clients sometimes when they're like, oh, but that means I'm not going to get as much money, or if I narrow my focus, and I want you to hear me say narrowing leads to more, because now you're building your brand as a subject matter expert. So again, if I use the example, if I'm a realtor and I say, Mike, who are my people? My people are first-time home buyers. My work will begin to speak for itself, right? The word on the street, if I do my craft well, will be, oh my goodness, she's a go-to person for first-time home buyers. She holds your hand. She gives you these wonderfully detailed packets. She has a whole resource of people to help make your whole, home buying experience complete. If you're a first-time home buyer, you want to go see her. Expertise. Again, using the analogy, if I'm a realtor in commercial and I say, investors are my people. So word on the street about me is not that, oh, go to her if you're buying your first home. Go to her if you're looking to build up your real estate investment portfolio, because she is by far the best. We've seen, articles and magazine stories about her and how she's helped so-and-so build their portfolio, on and on and on. So I'm hoping this is landing. The word on the street about you is that you are the expert, subject matter expert, and you get to subject matter expert when you have a lane. When you think about two doctors, one's a general practitioner, one's a neurosurgeon. They're both doctors. If just on paper, Dr. A, MD, Dr. B, MD. But Dr. B is a neurosurgeon. Who do you think is going to be making more money? It will be the neurosurgeon, because he is practiced, she is practiced, expert, doing the same area of focus over and over. Practice builds mastery. If I'm just a general MD, it's like, oh, you have a tummy ache or this or right. It's general things. But if you need to have surgery, you're not coming to me because I don't have that skill set, even though on paper I'm a doctor. Is this landing? This is the biggest thing I can give you, is to focus. Find who are your people. This is not to say you can't do it, right? A lot of people attach, well, if I'm not offering it, people are going to think I can't do it. And you're doing this life unto God. You're not doing it unto man. What did God tell you to do? Forget about what the people think you should be doing. What is your assignment? Because when you think about Peter being assigned to the Jewish people, ask yourself this question. Is it that potentially Peter couldn't do the good news to the non-Jewish people? Do you think that he couldn't? Of course he could. He's Jesus's day one. He's the rock upon which the church is founded. Of course he could. But he had an assignment. It is important for you to understand your assignment, right? You're going to be doing this. This is your task. This is not to say you couldn't do something else, but here's the assignment. This is why it's so important to get into counsel with God. Like, what is it that you would have me do? Because left to our own devices, we're like, oh, I can do this, I can do this. And then you're a jack of all trades. And guess what? Then nobody's doing anything with you because you're too all over the place. 1 minute you're selling essential oil. Next minute you're doing real estate. Next thing you know, you're doing patches. No. Think about for yourself as a consumer. If you had a backache that's been going on for a long time and now you need surgery, and you need Dr. A and Dr. B. Dr. A, general practitioner, hustles a little pediatric on the side to make ends meet. Says he went to a couple back conferences in Vegas and he watched a TED Talk on orthopedic surgery. Dr. B, board certified orthopedic surgeon, been doing this for 25 plus years, teaches all things orthopedic surgery at the University of Miami. You have this severe back pain that's been going on that now requires surgery. Who is going to open your back? Is it Dr. A, general practitioner hustling pediatric on the side, but went to a couple back conferences? Or are you going to Dr. B, board certified orthopedic surgeon, just killing it in the game, right? Teaching the teachers. Of course, you're going to Dr. B. Your people are no different than you. So just as you want the best when it comes to your issues and your challenges, so too they want the best when it comes to their issues and challenges. Now, when you're talking about magnetizing people to you, it's because the word on the street is, this is who you want to go to. If you're like, I want to change my hair, I want to do balayage, are you going to find any stylist who says, I'm a hairstylist, but I've never done balayage, but I think I can do it? I've seen a couple of YouTube videos. Or are you going to go to somebody who is highly skilled and trained in that area so that when they turn you around in that salon seat, you're excited and happy when you see it? It is the same for your people. So I hope this is landing the importance of, who are my people? Everybody is not your people. Who am I here to serve? That's how you build magnetic. You're giving the people what they want, right? You're giving them what they want. They're looking for expertise. They're looking for certainty. They're looking for people who are confident. People buy from confident people. If you show up wishy-washy, not really sure, don't be surprised when people don't take you seriously. Because it's like, yeah, he's dabbling all over the place. I wouldn't trust him to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So building a magnetic brand is about knowing who you are trying to magnetize, right? Who are you trying to attract? When penguins are in their mating season, you don't see them trying to go for the pelicans or the seagulls, all right? They have their assignment. Go find your female penguin version and go procreate. So it's the same for you. When you focus, it widens opportunities. Let that land for you. So when it comes to determining, how can I, especially if you're doing this as you're first starting off as a side hustle, because that's exactly how I started my business. So I've spent 25 plus years working for big brands like IBM and Mary Kay and Edward Jones and Liberty Mutual. And I'm say probably around like 2015, 2016, I just started to get this call in this like, you know what, this is great. And I get to serve in a different capacity. I get to serve. So it was like hearing the calling for, what is your assignment? Could I still be in corporate, doing corporate? Absolutely. But I'm so now focused on helping entrepreneurs who really want to build a brand that they can feel good about, serve the people that God says these are your people to serve, and make a good living at it. So I started off it was like a side hustle, right? Before I made the full commitment, like this is now my business. So if that's you, I'm speaking to you. You get to start now. You get to bloom where you're planted. So do the work on the vision. What are you here to do? What are you trying to do? You know, I had a consult maybe a couple of weeks ago with a couple, or a married couple, they were looking to create some sort of like a lifestyle brand, but they couldn't articulate what it is that they're trying to do. And so if you can't articulate that, it lets me know you're not yet ready, because the vision isn't clear for you. So the vision work is really, really, really important. What am I here to do? What is my vision for the world? My vision for the world is a world where. And then how am I, me, the individual, the owner of the company, how am I going to help the world accomplish that vision. I really want to make sure you're getting this because it is so easy. It is so easy to just jump and do tactics. But where I live and breathe and where I shine and where I excel is strategy. What are you trying to accomplish? I'm going to develop a strategy for you that points you exactly in that right direction. So my counsel to you is if you're trying to do this alone, stop, don't, because then you're in an echo chamber. You're hearing your voice, only your voice, your thoughts, etc. You're not getting good expert counsel to stand back objectively and say, yes, this makes sense because your goal is X, Y, and Z, and we can see the path forward. Okay. So the profitable side of it, right? So that first, what I just went through, the most important part. I have clients who are in my Brand Activator membership who have spent this entire year just getting that right. Because the worst thing that you can do is not take the time to do it right and jump out in the marketplace and say, hey, I'm here, I do this and I do this, and then it's crickets. And now you're sad and now you're depressed because you're like, it's not working. Because the people are not morons. Shout out to David Ogilvy, who wrote the book. The consumer is not a moron. You can't just jump out the gate and go, buy my stuff, and then be mad and want to mean mug people because they're not coming to you. Because remember what I said to you, the consumers are discerning. Just like if you had the back issue, you're not just going to run to the first person who says, yeah, I can do back surgery. You're going to do your research. You're going to like talk to a couple of people, get some feedback. It's the same for you. The people are not just going to jump because you say, I'm now here in business or I've got this thing. This is where the value comes in, Nick. You must be giving them value. So the first important thing, who are my people? Right? This is right. Who are my people? And once you have articulated that, here is the second question that I want you to focus in on. What do they want? Who are my people and what do they want? So it requires you to really have a good understanding of your client. So I have a client who, she's in the UK and her brand is a wellness brand and she focuses on moms, busy moms who, often let themselves go, put themselves last, all the things. So she, being so clear and focused in her assignment, knows what these busy moms want. She knows how they think. She knows what their challenges are. How does she know that? Because she spends time with them virtually on her social media, doing, a webinar for, moms with toddlers, having conversations, communicating, listening. So she knows when they say, oh, I'm struggling with this, I've had the baby and I don't know how to get back to me. And so she knows, what do they want? They want to be a good mom, but also take care of themselves. So when she's creating her programs or her offerings, etc., the messaging speaks to the busy mom. Because she knows, because she's gotten it from them, these are the challenges. One of the other things I want you to think about in terms of that is what's their 4 a.m. problem? Meaning, what's keeping them up at night at 4 o'clock in the morning? They're up, worried, stressed, thinking about X, Y, and Z. Solve that. Start to solve that. Start to have discussions around that. And you will see your value and your authority increase. Because when you are practiced in listening, my mom always says, you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more than you speak. And if you're not doing this inquiry, this gathering of people to get a sense of what are their challenges right now? Here you come. Oh, I have this It's for sale. Stoneheart for sale. This is great. It's going to help you do da 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 da. And you're like listing off 50 million things that this Stoneheart can do, none of which the people are concerned about. But because you have this Stoneheart, you just want to sell it. So that's analogous to, like, you have a store, right? You have, let's say you have a retail store, it's a fashion retail store, and you've got resort wear and sundresses, accessories, and all the things. But it's resort wear. And you're trying to go to somebody who lives in the north, way north, not beach people. They have self-proclaimed dismissed the idea of a beach holiday. That's not, but here you come. Oh my gosh, it's going to be perfect for you. We've got these beautiful sundresses that we just got in from Italy. Everybody is going to be like, oh my gosh, where did you get it? It goes well with these flip-flops and sandals. And here in front of you sit a room full of people who live in the deep north, who love it, not trying to escape from it. Their problem is not, how can I get more sundresses? But that's what you have. So that's all you're selling. That's all you're trying to push on the people. And then you wonder, why didn't anybody buy it? Because you're talking to the wrong people. Let that land. You're talking to the wrong people. That is not their problem. They want to know how they can have their winter gear less bulky so that they can do all of the activities that they want to do and not have to haul around a 50-pound coat. Let's just say that was the thing. Because you're listening, you're communing with your people, the people from the north, you're already thinking, okay, great. I know exactly how to solve X, Y, and Z. I'm going to have a masterclass, how to stay warm in only 2 inches of clothing. Do you think the people from the north care about that? Absolutely, because you've seen, you've heard their conversations around, this is what we're looking to do. We want to be able to stay out longer and not have to come back in because we're, getting cold. You want to focus in on what the people want, not what you have. I've got this Stoneheart. I don't understand. Nobody's buying because nobody wants it. This is not what their problem is, right? You're just trying to focus on you, sell what you have, versus talk to me about where you are. Talk to me about what would make your life easier, and listen. Because maybe you don't have the solution, but maybe you can create it by partnering with somebody else who has that expertise. So in order to have profits, you have to be making sales. And in order to be making sales, you have to have things that the people actually want, that they're willing to purchase. You cannot force feed your stuff to people. I've seen it so many times. I would say, you know what? The reason you want to build a brand, a magnetic brand, is so that the people come to you. Like, who wouldn't want that? Stop going to networking events and assaulting people with your business cards. Have a more magnetic approach by inviting your prospects, your people, to a coffee, sit down, a virtual coffee. Because let me just say something about networking events. When you go to those, everybody there is really just predominantly, they've got one thing on the mind, and that's to sell their stuff. But when you invite on a one-to-one basis, a getting together, a get to know you, talk to me about your business. What are your needs? What's been going on for you? And then let me share with you what I've got going on, and we'll see if it's a fit. Your energy around it is not desperation, like, oh, I got to make the sale. It's being a solution provider, a listener. I don't have anything for that, but I do know somebody who does X, Y, and Z who I can put you in touch with. Be a problem solver. If you remember nothing of what I say in this session today, Strive to be a problem solver. This is how you magnetize. This is how you build profits, where people know you, where the word on the street about you is this is somebody that you need to know. She may not have something for you right now, but she knows a lot of people who can help. Or she has the absolute best thing for you, and her energy around it is great and she's super helpful. All the things connect with her. Either way, you want to be a problem solver. You want to be interested versus focus on being interesting. I said this morning in our brand activator mastermind. People get to know you that you care. And you care beyond lip service, because there are people who will say they care and it's just a great graphic with a great saying, but they've never picked up the phone and called you. They've never literally come into your DMs privately, just say, hey, just doing a drive-by, just want to see how you're doing. And the way to be magnetic is to care. I like to say outcare the competition. To be magnetic is to show your heart that you're here from this cooperation standpoint as opposed to competition standpoint, right? We're cooperating in this game called life, this game called business, and I have a resource. I can connect you with so-and-so, even if there's no affiliate link for you, but you just want to be helpful. So the way to be magnetic, the way to be profitable, it has everything to do about your way of being. Do people know you as a giver versus a taker? It is the only time you're connecting with people when you want to invite them to something that you're doing, something that you're selling. The people aren't stupid. All right? If the only time you know the 7 digits of my number is when you're trying to sell me something, I can see you. You're not really about this life. This give and take, this cooperation. It's just when you need me and you need my cash, you're at my door, but otherwise nobody's seen you in months. Word on the street. Your personal brand, let me just be clear you get this. When I say personal brand, it's your reputation. Much like if I say Oprah Winfrey, immediately all of you watching this, something just popped into your head. A word, a thought, a phrase, something that you have believed to be true about Oprah Winfrey just popped into your head. And I've done this so many times. I bet if I were able to speak to each of you individually, I would have at least 10 words, thoughts, attributes that were the same. How was that? Because none of us know Oprah personally. None of us have had tea with her, but we observe her in a variety of places and stations and locations and touch points. And each time she shows up, she is what? Consistent. I want to land this for you. I want to let this really marinate into you. It's that consistency that is going to be key to building your brand, because the reputation is such that, and in fact, I do want you all to do this. Reach out to 10 people, and be clients, prospects, friends, neighbors, whoever, just 10. Don't prompt them with anything other than, I'm doing some personal development work. One of the assignments is to get the word on the street about me, right? What is my brand perception, right? Because your brand is held in the minds and the hearts of the consumer. And oftentimes their perception becomes their reality. So you might think you are exciting and enthusiastic and helpful, but people experience you as a know-it-all, aggressive, and pushy. That may not be true, but that's how you're showing up. That becomes their perception of you. Then that becomes the word on the street. Because do we know Yes or yes. Critical news travels faster than good news. It's just a human condition. So here's your assignment. 10, 20 if you're ambitious. You're going to say, we're doing some professional development. I want to get a baseline of what my brand reputation and brand perception is. If you were going to use 3 words to describe me, to communicate about me, what 3 words would you use? Don't prompt them. Don't give them any visual aid, nothing. We're looking for truth here. And you can send this to them via text, you can send it via email. The data will start to come in. If you're not seeing a grouping of similar words, thoughts, phrases from your 10 or 20 people, that lets you know you've got work to do, because your brand has a disparate perception in the marketplace. With some people, you're funny and over the top. With other people, you're like stern, and quiet. Another set of people, it's like, oh my God, life at the party. You want to be consistent with all of the people. If you are known as the person who speaks truth to power, that's you all day, all night. It could be the president of the university of your alma mater. It could be the president of the United States. This is who I be. That you're not a chameleon. You're not changing from here to there. You're just very much consistent, because that's what people purchase in the end, is that consistency, because they want to be able to trust it. They want to be able to rely on it. So do this assignment. Find out where you stand. I want to give you an even easier, or not easier, just different. So take a screenshot of that, brandindexscore.com. When you go to that site, it's going to ask you a series of questions. There's going to be, I believe, about 39 or 40. I think it's 40. And you're just going to answer yes or no. This is not a long debate process. They're all yes or no. And don't cheat, because you're only going to cheat yourself. Just be honest. So one of the questions might be something around the last time you spoke. Have you spoken publicly in the last 3 to 6 months? When I'm asking if you have something coming up, if you haven't done it in the past, that would be a no. All right, just let it flow, because this is only meant to help you. So go to brandindexscore.com, fill that out. If your score is a 5 out of a possible 40, that tells you have work to do. I have this as a tool for you, as a resource, as a place where you can start to get a baseline, because building a brand is not something that you just do once. It's something that you do ongoing. So I have my clients take this over and over, because as they're growing and building, they're doing more things. You want to get to the point where you're singing at a 40 out of 40. That's how you know you're cooking with gas. But if you don't know what your brand footprint is, if you will, you can't expect to be magnetic and profitable if your brand is at a 5 out of a 40. You've work to do, which is good, because awareness is key. Right? So I'm going to leave it up there for a little bit. Be sure that you are going here and you're taking this assessment. It's very quick, but it'll give you a sense of, okay, right. So it basically is giving you the state of your brand. And then with that, your vision statement assignment is next. It's not just I want to create a side hustle. You've got to ladder way up. You have got to ladder way up. So if you're listening to me and you're like, you know what, I'm working full time, but I know I get to, you know, get on the train to exit corporate the way Faith did, I want to invite you to come join the Brand Activator membership. If you are full time and you're like, you know, I get to scale my business, I'm inviting you to join the Brand Activator membership. When you go to this website, it'll take you through all of what's included, but let me just give you the rundown very quickly. Now, you get 4 days per week live with me in a mastermind session with the rest of the activators. So Monday is Momentum Monday, Tuesday it's Tech Tuesday, Wednesday is Work It Wednesday office hours, Thursday Testimonial Thursday. We have our media and PR group that gives you support, gets you featured articles guaranteed. We have the engagement pod on Instagram, where if you have been posting and you just see that one lonely heart, and that heart is your own heart that you've given yourself, this is a way that you get organic connection, engagement on your posts. It can be Instagram, but it can also be on Facebook. It can be on LinkedIn. We have our board of directors meeting, right? Because, you know, coming from corporate, I know full well what multinational brands do and how they do it to be successful. So all of my years of learning, I am bringing to bear with my clients in this program. Then you have, which is I like to call this the piece de résistance, because you get an hour one-on-one session with me monthly. You know what an hour with me a month will do for your business? I mean, I have one client who, when we first met, she was trying to do something in wellness, coaching, you know, women, et cetera. And it wasn't really going anywhere because, again, what did I say? You started doing something without first doing the vision statement. What is the core desire? And so she was flailing about not doing there. But then in our one-on-one session, discovered that she has this brilliant talent as an artist. And I was like, why are we not building that brand? Like, that's just really oozing out of you, and it's kingdom and it's anointed. I have 2 of her pieces that I've collected. One is Pentecost and one is Cloud of Witnesses. Because as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So you're talking about you've got kingdom art, bring it on. But she wasn't doing anything with that. So she goes from last year not doing anything really with the wellness thing that she was trying to do, certainly not doing anything as an artist, didn't even identify as an artist, refused, was afraid to step into her gifting. But because I'm so grateful that I get the power of divine downloads like this, I said, no, we get to build this. Not only is she now identified as a kingdom abstract artist, not only has she sold, I believe, 4 of the 10 paintings that she set as her goal for the program, but on top of that, she had, watch this, 4 original commissions, meaning people saw the work that she did and said, can you create this for me? Can you do one of her clients was like, I want an abstract art that, you know, encompasses the lion and the lamb. Think about that. You go from 1 year running away from your gifts and talents, struggling, not really sure because you're trying to do it in your own understanding. And God did not tell you to go do women's wellness. He told you to go bring people to the kingdom through your art. And it takes an objective mentor. It takes an objective person like myself, who I'm not attached to the emotions. I'm just seeing what's in front of me, right? And what God is giving me. And that the minute you join the program, you're now kingdom abstract artist, and you've got clients all over, and you created 4 commission pieces plus sold existing artwork. I'm just here to tell you of the power of this program. This is in a category of one. There's no other program out there like this. And so if you're really looking to build your business, build your brand, because here's the one thing I want to leave you with. Connection is the new money. Connection is the new money. If you're not out there creating the right circles of influence, the right circles of people that you get to connect with. And listen to me, and connect with people who really want you to win. There is, I don't have my Bible in here with me, but I believe it's somewhere in Second Peter or First Peter where he talks about false teachers, a lot of false teachers who have come, they're here in the world, and all they're interested in is taking your money. Do not fall prey, do not fall victim to that. Don't miss this. Like, you're not here on accident. I'm not here on accident. This is a divine appointment. My strong desire, because I've been there, right? Exiting the corporate world, living in a world where I get to be and I get to do what my assignment is. I'm not distracted. I am so clear and I'm so focused. And just the joy that oozes from me, that I get to do this work, that I get to bring people to a place of landing in your calling, resonating well, and then supporting you on the backside of it, right? Because I put you on stages, I put you in summits, I give you audiences, right? It's not just, oh, pay me and hope it works out. I'm here for your winning. So I hope the session was illuminating for you in so many ways, to understand that magnetizing is not just grabbing a whole bunch of people to you, it's the right people. You want to find out, who are my people? You want to do that work. Who am I here to serve? Sure, I'm a realtor, I can sell anything, but I'm really here for those first-time home buyers. That lights me up. That is my expertise. I can do that in my sleep. Build that brand. What are the first-time buyers concerned about, right? So who are my people and what do they want? They're looking for easy, no money down payment options. They're not looking to have their mortgage scale from 1,200 to 2,500 the next year. So they're looking for resource. So you know all of this, and then your messaging is, if you want your first-time home buying experience to be seamless and easy, you want to work with me. I've worked with 1,000 clients who right? You get the point. And then the profitability comes in, where when you develop your expertise, and that practice develops mastery, right? It's the reason why I can charge $1,000 an hour to work with my corporate clients, because I am studied and practiced in this, right? I'm not 1 minute doing what? Zumba. I used to be a Zumba instructor, but I'm not now. I'm not like doing this and then I'm doing this and then I'm doing this, and then, so that the people have no confidence. Like, is she still going to be doing this thing, or do you think she's going to open a studio? I'm not really sure, because she's kind of like all over the place. They know Branding Sherpa in the building always last to leave. Simple. Because I've practiced being that. I resist temptation to dabble and dawdle. There are a lot of distractions. Oh, you should do this. Join this company. It is very distracting, but always come back to, what is my assignment? What is my assignment? So if you need any support, again, Brand Activator membership is where you want to go. You want to take your brand index score baseline to see how you're doing. If you want to speak to me, if you have questions, you went there, but you're like, I have a question before I sign up, there's my email. So I've given you so many ways, and why not just add one more? The Savvy Branders Tribe on Facebook, it's our free community where we're supporting and just, nurturing people who are into building their brand. Maybe they're not sure yet, because I know some of you may be like, I'm still at work. There's no way I can do it. I'm scared. Get into this free community. Just search the Savvy Branders Tribe and then drop me a line. Happy to get on the phone and talk you through, answer any questions. December. So I am Faith James, CEO, founder of the Personal Branding Consultancy. It has been my true honor and joy to not only have been invited to come and do this, because I'm always a yes to this program, because I know the good that it does. Being a community that's helping other business owners, entrepreneurs, people who are thinking about becoming full-time entrepreneurs, you just need a place where you can ask some questions. You just want to feel like you're part of community. So I'm so grateful I get to be part of this community and show up and support you, and just know that my heart is for you, and that I just want to see you win in a way that works for you, because we know success is different for everyone. There's no one size fits all. It's what brings joy to your heart. And I want to be part of that joy giving community for you. So if there's anything about what I've just said that's resonated with you, you have questions, you want to talk to me, again, my email is where you will go. Send me an email. We'll connect, faith@faithjames.com. And don't delay. Don't delay. So hope everybody is well. We'll take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.